Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. So, just want to change this colour from blue's not a festive colour, is it? It needs to be, let's try red. Yeah, red is better for Christmas. So, I hope you're all well. Thank you for tuning in. Anyone who doesn't know me, my name's Vicky Marie. I normally talk about true crime, but today I'm going to talk about something that I have talked about before, and it's, very important to me because we have three dogs, and I think most of my chatters have got dogs or cats, but this is particularly more a video directed towards dog owners. If you're a dog owner, wherever you are in the crazy world we live in, and you walk your dogs regularly near water, maybe your dogs like a little swim, like mine do. And, I'm never really sort of worried about them going in the sea or one of my dogs, he'll jump in any water he sees if it's hot. Because I'm in Spain, in mainland Spain. So quite often in the summertime, it's so hot. And if I'm walking my dogs, not that I tend to walk them in the main heat of the day, but it's even hot, first thing in the morning in the summer. And if there's a canal nearby, my little Rocky's jumped in a canal before he's jumped in a lake before. Sometimes if he's off the leash, he just runs off and you just hear this plop and a splash. And luckily, nothing has ever happened to him. He hasn't got into difficulty. But it's something to think about. So I want us to think particularly about water safety for our dogs today, because as I say, I know a lot of my chatters have got dogs, and maybe they walk them near rivers, streams, on the beach. And I just wanted to talk about some things that you have to always keep in mind, because even if your dog is a good swimmer, they can get into difficulties. There can be waves if it's the sea. And this time of year, particularly in countries that this is the winter now, like here in Spain, it is winter, it is cold. It might be Spain, but the water would be freezing now. And in other places like the UK, it's be really freezing. And sometimes because of bad weather, etc., there can be, rivers can burst their banks, or there can be a lot of rain. And unfortunately, like we've talked a lot about water safety when the weather's nice, and that's more for people, isn't it? That's more when people think they can go and swim in quarries or go and swim in rivers, etc. But particularly, I think in the winter, maybe it's not so much people who go out swimming, except for people who just like wild swimming, and they probably do it all the year round. But you're probably not so likely to get young people thinking, oh, this would be great if we all go for a swim in the quarry or whatever. So this particular video is more directed towards animals, because people walk their dogs whatever time of year it is. And the thing is, you may not realize that although sometimes your dog may like swimming and may jump in. It's freezing at the moment, and also there can be currents, and stuff like that. So we're going to talk about dog safety in particular in this video, and I'm going to use examples from Beneath the Surface, which are a fantastic voluntary dive team in the UK, and they go out and help recovery of people and animals, and they're often asked, they donate, all their services are free of charge, and they're often asked to find beloved pets, dogs that have jumped in a river or fell in a river or whatever, and or anywhere. and how the owners haven't been able to retrieve them or find them. And the owners, they, I think, accept that their dog is probably deceased, so it's very sad. But they want their dog's body just like you would want a loved one's body, because dogs are our loved ones. They're part of our family, and they don't like to think of them just sort of, you know, floating around in the river somewhere. So this dive company, so I call it a company. It's not a company. It's a voluntary organisation. They don't show off about it. They're not ego-driven. They're not like anti-police, you know, like some that I could mention, but I'm not going to mention because I'm just sick of them completely. These are, like, to me, proper heroes, real heroes in what they do. And they do it for no remuneration and for very little recognition, because, you know, they do have social media, Facebook, etc., YouTube, but, you know, they're low key about it. So, and I think they should be more recognised. These sort of dive organisations should be more recognised. Anyway, we have had Beneath the Surface on as a guest, and we will do that again. I keep, you know, they're very busy people. I mean, these people, they work all week and they do this kind of thing at the weekends, so they have to fit it all in. And, you know, I keep meaning to get in touch with them, and it won't be before Christmas now, but after Christmas we will, hopefully they'll come back on as guests, along with Rebecca Ramsey, of course, who lost her son Dylan, you know, many years ago. She's been on and talked to us about water safety for people. But in this particular video, as I say, I want to talk particularly about dogs. You know, because I think this time of year in cold countries, it's probably more, you know, it's dogs that will tend to. So the thing is, they might always swim in that water that you take them to. They might swim there regularly and without a problem. But when the water's freezing, or if there's a strong current, or there's a lot of rain or whatever, it's a whole different ball game, isn't it? So that's what we're going to talk about in this video. So I just want to start off by saying my usual thank yous. Thank you for liking, subscribing. Please share this video to whoever you can, because the more people that get the awareness of safety, because you know what? Safety for the dogs as well is safety for the owners. Because I know there's a lot of us that if we were walking our dogs and our dogs jumped into water and got into difficulties, we'd be so tempted to jump in after them, or, you know, wade in after them, and we mustn't do that, as sad as it is. And what we're going to talk about in this video is what you can do to stop harm happening to your dog. But also, you must never go in after them. I mean, it sounds awful, but you must never, because you're putting your life at risk as well. And quite often it happens that the owner that goes in after the dog ends up sadly getting swept away by the water, whatever it is, as well. So it's very important to not go in. But anyway, we're going to talk about that. So yeah, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing. I also want to say thank you to, of course, my lovely lurkers who are watching. Thank you to Replay Crew, and a special thank you, as always, to my members. Tomorrow night is Members Live again, Thursday night. Thank you to everyone who's bought me a super sticker, bought me a Ko-fi, sent me a super sticker, or contributed in any positive way to my channel. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's take the banner off now. And now I'm going to come. So I'm going to come in. Sorry. I'm going to come in and say hello to all of you that are brave enough to come into the chat. So, hi Tracy, hi Lily, hi Bluebell. Yeah, Lily's got a dog. Bluebell's dogs have been in the sea today. Miss Lee. Oh dear. Yeah. Well, the thing is, Miss Lee's dog jumped into a bog. The thing is, yeah, you know, your first instinct would undoubtedly be, wouldn't it, to jump in after your dog, because but you know, really, that is very dangerous for the owner, isn't it? But anyway, so that's what we're going to talk about, how you can avoid your dogs getting into difficulty, but also then what to do if they do get into difficulties, the things that you should do and the things that you shouldn't do. So, first thing to consider, if you take your dog regularly to places where they swim, where there's water, is a little life jacket like this one. So, I had a look online at these dog jackets. Now, I think that this is Tienda Animal. This is a Spanish company. But I mean, you can get these in any pet store, can't you? I mean, really, they're not too expensive, are they? You know, here, these ones, these particular ones, $16.99 for small, $19.99. These are euros, and $22.99 for large. And that's in Spain. So these are all euros. But, you know, it's well worth it, isn't it? Because, you know, the price on your dog's life, really, for them to be wearing a life jacket can make the difference. If they get into difficulty, a wave carries them away, or there's a strong current type, you know, there's a lot of things that could happen, and a life jacket could just make the difference. Because, you know, they get tired, don't they? Particularly little dogs, if they got swept away, they'd be swimming away and then they'd get tired. So a life jacket would help, you know, because you would then ring, you know, you ring the police, the Coast Guard or whatever, they would go out and get them, that's for sure. So that's something to think about. Another thing that I was looking at were these long leads. You know, so you can, if you have them on a long lead, if you normally let them off the leash so that they can run. Normally, if you go to the dog beach or the places that you might go to where there's water, there'll be places where you would probably let your dogs run free. But if there's water there and they jump into the water, and, you know, I'll say they might do it on a regular basis and it's not a problem, but sometimes if the weather's bad or whatever, it could be a problem. Dogs don't see that kind of thing, do they? They don't think, oh, it's a bit dodgy in there, I'm not going to swim today. They will jump in anyway, because that's what they always do. So these long leads, I think, are a good idea, aren't they? Because you could have them, if you've got your dog on one of them, if they did jump into the water and get swept away, you know, you just pull them back in. So I think they're a very good idea as well. And you can get those probably in any vets, and again, any veterinary store, and again on Amazon or anywhere like that. So, yeah, if they go into water, it's good, isn't it, to have, you know, the potential to just pull them back in, you know, pull them back up, because you must not go in after them. That is what you must not do. And that's what we're going to have a look at now on Beneath the Surface socials. Now, Beneath the Surface, they often get asked to recover animals, sadly. And they're happy to go out and do that. And as I say, they don't charge. It's free of charge if the owner contacts them. And they go all over the UK. Now, there may be, you know, obviously this is the UK, but it's quite possible that there are similar organisations where you are. I have liked it, I think. Oh, I thought I had liked already. I think I have anyway. I've liked all their socials, you know, and subscribed to their YouTube channel. So This is a voluntary underwater sonar search and recovery team travelling the UK, assisting families search for missing loved ones and dogs in water. And they are the UK's first ambassadors for the VodaSafe AquaEye device. They class themselves as an environmental conservation organisation. So, and if you're not on there, if you're not following them on Facebook and you are a Facebook person, please go on and follow them. So at the end of this, I'm going to show you, they have I think it's a Just Giving campaign to buy new equipment. Just don't forget they buy all their equipment themselves. Also, if they go, because they're based in the north of England, so if they go to the south or to Scotland, they have to pay their own expenses to stay somewhere while they're helping to look for a loved one or a lost dog or whatever. So, they do have expenses. Even though they don't charge anyone, they don't charge for helping. But they have their expenses. So anyway, at the end, I am going to show their Just Giving page. But the thing is, if you can't, I know times are hard, aren't they? It's difficult. There are so many charities. This is not a charity, this is an organisation. But there are so many, people who need help, especially this time of year. You can't do everything, can you? But even small amounts. I think the thing is, that's what I try and do. You can't, unfortunately, I'd love to be in a position where I could, help with more money. But even a little bit, if everybody gives a little bit, I mean, they've got 6.5 thousand followers. So if every one of those just gave £1, you talk about £6,500. So, it doesn't have to be a big amount. And if you can't donate money, you can follow them. Like, these are free ways you can help beneath the surface is by following them on YouTube, following them on Facebook, or all their social media pages. And that doesn't cost any money, does it? So there are always ways you can help without, if you're financially strapped, which most people are, especially in December, you can help in other ways, can't you? So, this is the AquaEye. I just want to show you the AquaEye. So this is their latest post that they made. Recently, members of our team conducted some AquaEye training in the River Trent and a nearby pond. We conduct initial AquaEye training on the surface so operators can see what they are detecting while gaining experience and comfort with handling the device. Now, these AquaEyes, they're brilliant. They use artificial intelligence to look at the size and density of an object to establish the likelihood of it being a person. If AquaEye determines a good possibility of being a person, it marks an X. If it is low probability but warrants further investigation, it puts a 0 or a 0. On the new AquaEye Pro scans, scans are saved and can be reviewed later. So it's a very good, look, someone's gone on there from Slovakia. Oh, that looks interesting. So, yeah, and the thing is they're portable, so they're, it's not getting a big boat out and everything. So I just want to look at some of the posts that they've made. So there's 2 dogs in particular they're looking for at the moment. They're looking for Bonnie. So this was a post from the 16th of November. There's a female bull breed who's been missing since the 12th of November. And I could cry now. So just, I don't want to depress people, but it's good that somebody's looking for them. Swept away in the River Arrow. So they're still looking for Bonnie, I believe. I don't think Bonnie has been found. And then we've got this other dog. We've got Rocky. He definitely hasn't been found yet, sadly. He's been missing since 11 a.m. Friday, the 14th of November, when he jumped in the River Mourne in Titchfield Park in Mansfield. So, dogs will do this kind of thing. You know, and as I say, they won't. They won't think, oh, I best not swim today because the river looks a bit rough, or looks like the current's strong, or it's raining, or dogs won't think that, will they? They'll just think, oh, this is that water that I always jump in, and in they'll go. And this is so on the 15th of November, Beneath the Surface posted, we've sadly had 5 response requests for dogs in the last 3 days. And while we're trying our best to get to each, the current conditions are making searches extremely difficult, and we must ensure everyone's safety. So that's the other thing. So while the conditions are difficult, that's when dogs are more likely to go missing. But also that's the time when it's harder to find them. So we ask everyone, please do not try to attempt search water it yourselves. It requires a team of trained and experienced people with the necessary safety and rescue equipment. And underwater search is very methodical and often in zero visibility. Disturbing debris can lead to burying a dog, which makes our searches even more challenging. Lastly, the current conditions are treacherous around many of our waterways. Please ensure to keep your dog on a lead near water. And I think that's crucial in these particular conditions. That's why I wanted to do this video, because I know a lot of my followers, it'd be winter in their countries. And I think when it's winter, you would definitely, it would definitely be more likely that your dog might get into difficulties. So it's definitely a time when it's a good idea either to put the little life jacket on them or the long lead, or both, just in case. Is it you don't want to take a chance on it happening. Now, they don't all only look for dogs, as opposed to on the 13th of November. They helped to search for Jamie Poole. He was someone, unfortunately, sadly, went into the water. Anyway, he's been found, and they're sharing here the GoFundMe, the fundraiser for Jamie's funeral, bless him. So yeah, they also look for people, of course, we mustn't forget that. And it's quite, remember when Beneath the Surface came on, Phil from Beneath the Surface came on the channel, to talk. It's very sad because it's normally a recovery mission that they're doing. They are there to recover really bodies or deceased. They're not, it's not they're not rescue. So it's very sad what they do. It's good when they find someone or they find the dog, because it gives the owners or the loved ones of the person that closure, knowing that their loved one is not just out there in the, be it a dog or a person, is not just out there. Because that's horrible, isn't it? So it means that they can, even dogs, people want to give them, a proper, to, how can I put it? You can't say a funeral. It's not a funeral, but you give dogs, if your dog dies, or you have to take it and it gets put down because euthanized because it's so old or it's ill, or if it dies of an illness, etc. You take it to a vet and it gets a dignified, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a dignified end to its life. And a lot of people take their dog's ashes, don't they, and keep them and stuff. So be it a dog or a person, it's very important, to find the body. I mean, it just is. So these are 2 in particular they're looking for. Yeah, they mention it again there, and they post, let's have a look, the photos of the search. I mean, it's amazing that they do this. They volunteer their services free, isn't it? It is amazing, as you say, Leslie. Because look, I mean, it's not, it'd be freezing cold conditions. Now, Phil, remember, he was telling us that he started off, he liked diving, and he used to go looking for, he liked diving for wrecks, of ships and boats and things like that. That was what he was interested in. And then somebody asked him, to look for a dog. That's how it all started for him, how Beneath the Surface started. And they started looking, for dogs. And then they became involved in body recovery as well. This is the Aqua Eye, isn't it? It's amazing. It emits a signal, doesn't it? The sonar, but it's handheld, look. So, anyone can use it, really. And if you look at, you can see the conditions of the river. There's rivers, weirs, sometimes rivers can look okay, but when they're freezing and the current's strong for whatever reason, your dog might jump in and just get so cold and get swept away. You've got to be aware of it. It's sort of, it's such an important thing to do, but it must be quite soul destroying. I mean, the best thing you're hoping to find is the body of a person or a dog. It's not as if you're not going to find the dog alive or the person alive. So it's quite a traumatic sort of job to do, isn't it? But it's so important. Thank God somebody does it. Thank God for people like this who do this literally out of the goodness of their heart, and they don't expect anything in return for it. So that's why I think it's very important to support them if we can. These are the people that we might need, if it was our dog or our loved one. These are the people that we might need, aren't we? So yeah, you've got their contact details there if you want to contact them. And yeah, really nice people as well, So anyway, so now there was a video somewhere that I wanted to show. Let's have a look at this. So sometimes on our searches, we get an opportunity to demonstrate the potential dangers in water. On a search for Rocky the dog in Mansfield today, we came across a large, very buoyant ball trapped in a weir. We thought we would show you what happens in a weir, even to such a buoyant object. It's also worth noticing that this weir had a solid wall and a floor, while many have undercuts and ledges that make them even more dangerous of being trapped under. So weirs are very dangerous, aren't they? So let's have a look.
Yeah.
I mean, it actually looks scary, doesn't it? And the thing is, in these searches, like for Rocky and the other dog, they probably, the dog will be there somewhere. It's just finding it, isn't it? So very sad. No. Hi, proud liberal. Yeah, I think this is a good, it just shows you. So this ball, it's like a buoyant ball, but it's going under, because weirs trap you. And even the buoyancy of that ball, it's going under. And, you can imagine that would be catastrophic for a person or an animal.
Yeah.
So they quite often put very interesting videos and photos up. So this is something else. Dry suits are one of our most important pieces of safety equipment, keeping us dry and warm from the cold water, protecting us from cuts and pollutants, and giving buoyancy. Last weekend, while searching and clearing this strainer, John, that's one of the team, tore his suit, making it unusable. we'd like to say a massive thank you to Northern Diver International for yet again taking in one of our suits at short notice for emergency repair and ensuring it was available for the searches we conducted this weekend. Wonderful service, and we can't thank them enough. Very greatly appreciated. So these are all extra expenses, aren't they, for them? You know, being a voluntary team, they're covering all these things themselves, the repairs of their wetsuits, etc. Gosh, I mean, I just think it's amazing that people do this for nothing. You know, it's a difficult job if you get paid for it, I think. But, you know, it's your job. But to go out and voluntarily do that is incredible, I think. And because it's dangerous for them as well, isn't it? You know, it's a dangerous thing to do. It must be a vocation. Anyway, one of those dogs that they were looking for, this is a video. So this weekend, we continued our search for Rocky in Mansfield, including through the tunnels under roads and the numerous woods, made even more challenging by river levels rising again. So, of course, this time of year, there's a lot of rain and the river levels rise. Searches were conducted by trained personnel with a range of safety and rope equipment after stringent evaluation and risk assessments of areas. Sadly, Rocky remains missing at this time. So sadly, they haven't found Rocky yet. It's very sad, isn't it? But let's have a look at the video. Look. So you can see how dangerous it is. I mean, that could easily take you away, couldn't it? Look. But Rocky could be, well, it's so loud as well, the water, but Rocky could be in one of those tunnels. I hope we find him. I'll just pray that we do find him. Just for his owners, you know. So sad, yeah. So very sad. Some other things that I wanted to show. I think it's on their YouTube. So that's their Facebook page. Please go on their Facebook page, Beneath the Surface, and follow, you know, because as I say, these are free ways you can help this company, you know, build up their following. That's important, isn't it? Okay, let's just make sure everyone's all right. So what we're going to look at now are their YouTube channel. And this is it. Let's share it. Beneath the Surface. So they do a lot of work in general with water safety. This here is Dylan Ramsey. We've had Rebecca, his mum. She does all this fantastic work for water safety because she's very sadly lost her son because he went off swimming in a quarry, you know, and unfortunately Dylan didn't make it. But she's sort of become like a legend in water safety, trying to, I mean, it's a difficult thing to do because you never get to know how many people you save. You know, you don't get to know the people you save, do you? Because you don't know how many people are out there that maybe were going to go and swim in a quarry or go and do something dangerous and then in the end saw your video and decided not to do it. You don't get to know that, sadly. So, but she is a force of nature, Rebecca. So I just want to show, this is a video that they did about swimming in quarries, how dangerous it is. So again, I've put it on no volume because there's a song on it and YouTube doesn't like songs. So this is where they went down into a quarry to show people what are in quarries, because quite often, especially in the UK, when the quarries are full of water and then the weather gets hot. People think it's a good idea to go swimming in a quarry, but if you knew what was underneath, you would not do it, that's for sure. So this is what they found in the quarry when they dove down. Oh, helps if you press play. So on the surface, you can see like people would look at that and think, "Oh, I'm going to if it was a hot day, I'm going to go and swim in there." Not that I would. I mean, I can't imagine anything worse. But when this quarry was drained, young people, they've gone and swam in there and look at all the crap basically that's in it. There's cars in there. If you cliff jump into a quarry, do you know what you could land on? All those cars, my goodness. Do you know what you could get trapped on? The thing is, on the surface, when this quarry would be full of water and the sun's shining, it would, people think it's safe to, I'm very, I always have been, to be honest. I don't like the thought of things being under the water. I don't swim anywhere unless I can see right to the bottom. For all sorts of reasons. It could be fish in there, seaweed. You just don't know, do you? Wherever you're swimming, if you can't see to the bottom clearly, it's not clear, clean water. You have no idea what's in there. And just seeing, so you could easily get your foot trapped. You can get your foot trapped in weeds. Quite often you can't see weeds. Anyway, this particular quarry has been cleared and it has been turned into a place for a water sports centre. But the thing is, it's now staffed 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, goodness. And it's been made a safe location to swim and scuba dive. So yeah, it's completely different now from what it was before, isn't it? But yeah, there's a lot of young people especially. But of course, there's this trend now for wild swimming. It's very popular. So a lot of adults go off wild swimming. And the thing is, it's not always safe. You should always do it in a group, I think, as well, in case you get into difficulty. Because whether you're a teenager or an adult, if you're on your own, who's going to help you? So there are still young people and adults drowning in these places. So yeah, that's more for people. As I say, the thing I'm concentrating on more in this video really is dogs. I want all our dogs, as I say, a lot of my followers have got dogs, I know. I want all our dogs to be safe. And to me, the most important thing about dog safety is the little life jacket and also maybe a long lead, for if you're walking your dog near water on a regular basis, even if, in the maybe they'll be safe, but they're not always safe, not when it's cold, not when it's cold and not when the currents are strong and things like that. So you've got to be aware of it. That even if you maybe let them off a lead in the summer when the river's calm or wherever it is you're walking them is calm. But if there's any bad weather, really, you must put, one of those long leads on them that we looked at, or the little life jacket. that could save you, literally save your dog's life and your life, because your temptation would be to jump in after your dog. You know, how obviously we'd all be tempted. If our dog jumped in a river and got swept away, we'd be trying to help them. Now, there was like a thing that he said what you should do, rather than getting in the water, of course. No, he did a post. I can't think of, no, looking at it earlier. Where is it? Yeah, I did a post of saying the things that you should do rather than jumping in, obviously. Let's have a look. So, obviously, the little life jacket, keeping them on a lead. But if the worst happens and your dog does jump in the water, he did give like some advice as to what you could do, what you should do rather than jumping in. I think it was. So obviously you should try to, I've lost it now. I don't know where it's gone. Where the hell has that gone? So annoying when things that get set up and ready to use disappear. Somewhere in between going live and getting prepared, things disappeared, which is really annoying. But anyway, I can't find it. So yeah, you should not jump in. That's the most important thing. You should not try and go in. Look, if you haven't got your dog on a lead, so you can't just pull it out, you should look for something to hold out to it, or try and hook it in the collar, you know, a branch, or there may be something lying around. At all costs, you should not go in and try and rescue it, because sadly, what often happens then is you end up with two tragedies, not only the dog, but the owner as well, because at the end of the day, if the dog has gone in and can't keep up with the current and get swept away, you're not likely to fare much better, to be honest. So if you've got a dog that loves water and normally is fine swimming, but it gets helplessly swept away, you know, you're probably going to get swept away as well, because you know, the dog's not been able to cope with it, so it's unlikely that you can cope with it either. So the best thing to do is to try and go to a point where it might get snagged on a tree, or try and pick up something that you can put into the water. But of course, the best thing of all to do is whenever you're walking your dog near water, especially when it's bad conditions, make sure it's got its little life jacket on. Or make sure, if you don't want to put it on a lead, or put it on one of those long leads so it can still run freely. But if it did go in the water, you could just pull it out. So that's basically what this video is about for me. As I've been watching them on their socials and realizing that this is a time that's so dangerous for dogs. Even your dog might normally be a very strong swimmer. I might normally be fine, love going in the water, no problem, but you've got to take notice of the conditions. So if you normally take your dog to the beach, and when the sea's calm, that's great. But if the sea's choppy, you should not let them just go into the sea, because it can get carried away by the current. If you're down by, you know, if you normally take them by the side of a river, if it's pouring down with rain and the conditions are bad and the river's wild, you know, flowing wild, that's when he needs his little life jacket on. I think he needs a life jacket on all the time, really, but that's definitely when you should not be off the lead. You've just got to be sensible, like you would yourself. You know, if you wouldn't jump in that water because it looks dangerous, you shouldn't let your dog jump in it either, even if they do normally when it's a lovely day and it's calm. You know, it just anyway. I've been wanting to do this video for quite a while now, about a month, because I do think this is a dangerous time for dogs that walk by water, rivers, if you're in a, you know, because of the weather conditions and things. So, hey, Wesley, hope you're well. My holiday spirit, yes, 1st of December, Christmas starts, really, doesn't it? I haven't finished it. I've just got this tree at the back here, but I want to put something up on the wall. The wall looks a bit bare, but yeah, it's coming up to Christmas, so you've got to get in the Christmas spirit. Not everybody will be in the Christmas spirit. As in my video to start with, so, you know, I know that a lot of people won't even be looking forward to Christmas. It'll just be another day to them. Or even worse, you know, because maybe they've got some stuff going on. This, you know, we've all got Christmas isn't always a positive side, is it? But here on this channel, we just try and make the best of it. Yeah, Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. So yeah, you've got to, you know, what I like about Christmas is the atmosphere. Oh, the dog at the backside it. You know, it's a nice atmosphere, isn't it? People do tend to be nicer around Christmas time, don't they? And we mustn't forget the true spirit of Christmas. You know, at the end of the day, the religious meaning is important as well. Even if you don't believe in, you know, religion or Christ or whatever, the spirit of giving. Oh, that's what I wanted to do then, isn't it? I wanted to show. Hi, Heather. How are you? I was thinking about you, Heather, actually. I've not had any videos from your garden for ages. I was thinking about that. Anyway, I want to show. See, it's difficult to find how you can help beneath this. So that because they don't like asking for donations. So I don't think they push it enough, to be honest. Let's see. Oh, you can buy hoodies. They've got some merch. Why can't I find it? Why can I not find anything? It's really annoying me. I just want to find the fundraiser. Let's see if I've got it in my history. Let's see. Yeah, they've got a Just Giving page. But it's not coming up. Hang on. Here we go. Let's see. Okay, so if you do want to help them, as I say, you can help them. You don't have to pay money to help them. You can just like them on their, follow them on YouTube and on their Facebook, and that doesn't cost any money to help. Or if you want to help, they do. Oh, not Just Giving, it's crowdfunding. I've raised £1,000 to help fund new equipment to assist us in our underwater searches, to clean the UK waterways and to help families search for missing loved ones. So yeah, so they had a target of 1,000 and they've raised £1,184. We are a voluntary underwater sonar search and recovery dive team called Beneath the Surface, who travel across the UK helping people search for loved ones. We do not charge for our help and we receive no funding. So we are simply completely self-funded from equipment to expenses. So yeah, don't forget, not only they buy all their own equipment and they provide their services free, if they go up to Scotland or somewhere like, you know, somewhere away from where they live in the north, they're based in Chorley, I think, in the north of England. They have to pay their own hotels and, you know, these kind of things. We are looking for help to raise funds to acquire new equipment to make our searches safer, more efficient, and more successful. So yeah, don't forget they pay their own petrol, their own food, etc. So equipment such as the Aqua Eye scanner, a handheld scanner specifically designed to detect people in water. There is currently no Aqua Eye possessed anywhere in the UK. I think there is now. This must have been written before. So another item, the Chasing Gladius underwater camera drone is lightweight and can be quickly deployed to view potential targets to a depth of 200 meters, safer and quicker than deploying a diver, and can reach much deeper depths. As always, we appreciate your support in any form, whether you can donate £10 or £1. Every pound helps. So that's the other thing. If you are prepared to help financially, it doesn't have to be a massive amount of money. As I say, if everybody donated £1, you know, that's brilliant, isn't it? You know, all the followers. I think I'm going to share that actually on X, because you can share it. Let's see. I can share that on X and on Facebook. Right, I'm going to share that on Facebook. Sorry, on X. And then I'm going to share it on Facebook. So again, so this is something you can do without, if you don't have any money to donate, you can share, you know, just raising awareness. There's always something you can do to help. It doesn't have to be a financial thing. I'm going to share on Facebook. But yeah, if you can donate £1 or something, brilliant. I think that's it. People don't realise sometimes, you know, it doesn't have to be a massive amount. It doesn't have to be, you can help in ways that are not financial, but also if you help in a financial way, it doesn't have to be a huge amount. Let's have a look. Oh. I'm trying to go into that and it's not going into the GIF now. Anyway, I'll have a closer. Oh, and what about up there? Anyway, I need to look at it properly later. Yeah. So Heather, what are you up to this month? Have you got some Christmas? Oh gosh, look, my hair's gone all. What's happened there? You got some Christmas festivities coming up? Yeah, get me a video. I missed it. I've missed them. I haven't seen your little menagerie, Cook Towers, for a while. Oh, and I don't know if Tracy's still there. Tracy sent me a Christmas photo. And I think I deleted it. I wanted to show it, but I can't find it. So don't forget, all of you, send me to Vicky. I put my email in the chat. So send me a Christmas photo of some kind, either a photo of your tree or your decorations. There you go, Heather, send me a photo of Cook Towers Christmas decorations. Yeah, we're getting into the Christmas mood now. So my email is vickymariechats@gmail.com. Send me your Christmas decorations, or maybe you dressed up in a Christmas hat, or your animals. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. It's the big dog. She's here. She wants to say hello. I took some photos of my dog, Christmassy photos of my dogs this morning. Now, the thing is, I have to take them all separately. You can't get them all I can't put all my dogs together. But even the two that are together, they won't sit and have their photo taken together. You've got to con them with a treat and try and get them to look at the camera. So I'm going to take a photo of them all with some Christmas thing on, and then put them together in a little family photo, so it looks as if they were all sitting together at the same time, but they weren't. So yeah, send me your Christmassy photos, please. Let's get in the Christmas spirit. Even if you're not looking forward to Christmas for whatever reason, we try and make it as nice as we can, can't we? Oh, when you say decorated, you don't mean Christmas decorated. Ah, right, okay. Ah, yeah, I bet it cost a fortune. But you know what? It's better than doing it yourself, Heather, because the thing is, with painting, what I find is, I think, I could do that myself, and then you start doing it, and you start off with all enthusiasm, don't you? And by the end of it, you're just literally chucking the paint at the wall because it's so boring. So boring. So let me know what you're all doing at Christmas. Some of you might not even celebrate. Maybe it's not a festivity that you celebrate. But as I say, I think it doesn't matter about religion or anything like that. All that matters is the spirit of Christmas. The message of Christmas is just trying to be goodwill to all men and women, trying to be nice to each other. It'd be nice if we could be nice to each other all year round. But I do think at Christmas people are a bit nicer, aren't they? They're getting, unless they're stressed. I mean, Christmas is a stressful time. So the other thing I would say, I've stopped stressing it. You can't be thinking, I've got to buy this present, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. No, you don't have to. All you have to do is lie back, enjoy the telly, enjoy the festivities and stuff like that. You don't put yourself under pressure, financial or otherwise, because then you're not going to enjoy it. Oh yeah, I don't know about the Hollywood Christmas parade. Proud Liberal, I haven't seen it. So Tracy, your photo, you sent me a lovely photo of your Christmas tree, and it's disappeared off my email somehow. It'll be there somewhere, but I might have pressed the wrong button. So please send it again. So, and anyone else, don't forget, send your photos, your Christmassy photos, and I will put a video together. Another video together. But anyway, yeah, so look after your dogs if you're walking them near the river. That's the message of this video, really. I hope and pray that the dogs that are beneath the surface are looking for will get found. I hope to God that they do, just so that their owners can, give them a proper, it's just like people, you want to give them a proper send-off, if you like, or a respectful farewell, so yeah. Wesley, it's exhausting. The thing about YouTube is, I mean, sometimes, at the end of the day, people watch. I like that. I watch a lot of YouTube 1 minute, and then I don't watch so much. We just see, it depends on what you're doing and everything, isn't it? But, I'm glad to, if people do stop watching for a while, it's always lovely to see when they come back. So, okay, Now I'm going to love you and leave you. I'm going to go off. What time are we on? Oh gosh, it's 12:30. Gone 12:36 here in Spain. It's nearly lunchtime, so I think I might make a curry today because it's that sort of weather where curry is appealing, isn't it? Thank you for watching. Thank you for caring about these dogs, and I hope you agree with me that Beneath the Surface are a fantastic organisation. Donate their time completely free, and in fact it costs them money to do this because they have to pay their petrol, they have to go off and stay places and pay the hotel costs and stuff. So not only they donate their services free, but they are actually paying to help people. I think it's fantastic. Yeah. Wesley, we have missed your comments. So, oh, thank you, Proud Liberal. So, yeah, that's it. I think I'm off. I'm going to play the upbeat Christmas video to finish off, but I'll be back really soon. Soon as there's no news on the cases we've been following. I've been checking out, see if any news about Samantha Murphy or Gus Lamont, and these cases that we've been following at the moment. There is no news. I hope they do get some news before Christmas. Even though it's probably not going to be positive news, but there's people out there that are going to have pretty miserable Christmas this year. So we have to count our blessings. And you know what? We might not have everything. But do you know, I was thinking about that. I was thinking about people who have loads of money, like Elon Musk. Elon Musk just drives me absolutely crazy. Imagine having all that money and not doing anything positive with it. You could make such a difference to like these kind of, I know there's lots, at the end of the day, there's so many people need help. You can't help everyone, whether you're a billionaire or not, probably. But do you think, people, the more money people have, it's like the more they want, isn't it? It's like the richer they get, they're never happy with it, are they? They always want more. They don't want to pay tax. They're whinging and moaning about paying tax on their millions of their properties that are worth millions. Well, I find it hard to feel sorry for them. Pay more tax. You can afford it. I feel more sorry for people that are struggling daily, struggling to even keep the electricity turned on or feed their children, etc. They're the people who get my sympathy. If somebody's whinging because they've got to pay a little bit more tax, well, it's just like, I've got no sympathy, sorry. Yeah, greed. A lot of people, I think seems like the more money people have, the more greedy they are. It never stops, does it? They never, they never think, oh, that's enough. I mean, you do get some people that are philanthropists or whatever and do help, who've got money and do help people who are less fortunate than themselves. I don't think Elon Musk is one of them, is he? I just don't think he is. I'm always impressed by George Michael from Wham. What a lovely man. He's a big loss to the world because he would donate quite a lot of money to needy causes, but he would always stipulate that they weren't to talk about it. He wasn't a virtue signaler, because I don't like virtue signalers either. You sort of go, oh, I'm going to donate this and I'm going to do that. You give your donations privately, I think. If you've got to point out to someone, I see it a lot on YouTube channels, I'm pointing out that this is how you can help these people and I hope you will help them. But who I donate to or don't donate to, I don't come on the video to, onto YouTube to tell everybody what a fantastic person I am. And that was it about George Michael. He used to help a lot of people out, but he always stipulated he could not be mentioned. Such a sweet person, isn't it? Such a lovely person, George Michael. I've been watching, I don't know why, where it's like on TikTok, you watch one video about George Michael, if it pops up and you watch it, then they start throwing I don't mind, I'm happy to get videos about George Michael. and watch them. But it just made me think at what a sad loss he is to the world. You know, a lot of people that are very sort of, you know, they're gone too soon. He was gone too soon, wasn't he? He's such a lovely person. Maybe that's what happens. Maybe, you know, you get, God, I'll be here forever. I'm not a good person. No, you know what I mean? You just think, oh God, I've got much more suffering to do yet. But yeah, George, such a lovely person, got taken away too soon. But do you know what? They probably wanted him in heaven or whatever, because they want the nice people, don't they? Oh, did you meet him, Proud Liberal? Did you actually meet him? Oh my God, how fantastic to actually meet him. You know, he just seemed like such a lovely person. I mean, he wasn't perfect, you know, like he had his issues, didn't he? He had his demons, and he was struggling with drugs and prescription drugs and things. But yeah, Vicky, the people that, my Republic of Niceness. Yeah. Oh, bless. Oh, don't cry. Oh, that's lovely that you met him. It's so lovely that you met him. You know, these people, they're like angels on earth. I mean, he wasn't an angel. You know, he wasn't an angel. You know, he was, but nobody's an angel, are they? We're all human. We're all human, and we've got our frailties. But people who go around doing good, like him, it's so important. Yeah. No, he wasn't a devil, but he was just a human being. We're all, you know, we all do things, good things and bad things. I mean, not as bad as some people do. I'm not, you know, some people are proper full-blown evil, aren't they? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about our human frailties that, you know, every day is a choice between, you know, you think, oh, should I do that or should I not do that? Little things, you know, you're always making decisions, aren't you? Just even little silly things. It's I'm trying to think of an example, because it makes me sound like I do bad things all the time, and I don't. I'm talking about tiny little things. I don't know, like I feel guilty if, you know, I think, oh, I don't want to go out with the dogs this morning, it's too cold, so I don't take the dogs out. And I feel guilty. I'm talking about little things like that. We're wrestling with ourselves all the time, you know, about, oh, should I do this? I don't, you know, but we are human beings. And what I've learned as I've got older is you've got to be kinder to yourself as well. You know, forgive yourself, because I think we are, as human beings, God, I'm getting all philosophical now, coming up to Christmas. We're all hard on ourselves, aren't we? We feel guilty about everything, or I do anyway. Oh, I should have done this, or I should have done that, or I don't know. But we are human beings, and you've got to be as kind to yourself as you are to other people, because quite often you will forgive other people for things, but you won't forgive yourself for things. You know, that's so it's important to forgive yourself for everything as well, every day, as you're forgiving other people for wrongs that they've done to you, because that's important. But you have to forgive yourself as well for things that you maybe did that weren't, you know, you look back and you think, oh, I shouldn't have done that, or I wish I would have done that a different way. So we've got to be kind. We've got to be kind to ourselves as well as other people. So I'm going to put on the more upbeat Christmas song. I hope you're all going to have a little jig around to it. I hope it sets you up for the day. I'll see you really soon in the next video. Remember to think about your dog's safety if you walk them near water. And take care. And may your God go with you. Bye.
Click that like if you're smiling today. Give a follow to help spread the play. Share the play with friends everywhere, so more can laugh and show they care. Like, follow, share, subscribe, don't hide. Like, follow, share, subscribe, don't hide. Like, follow, share, subscribe, don't hide, don't hide. Join Vicky Marie's Ride Worldwide. Tap that bell so you never miss a dose of love and endless bliss. YouTube others, search my name, Vicky Marie, let's grow this flame. Thanks for the support, you're the best crew. Now go tell the world you know what to do. Vicky Marie, ha ha ha. You Marie,
Ha ha ha.
let's brag now. Click that like if you're smiling today. Give a follow to help spread the play. Share the joy with friends everywhere, so more can laugh and show they care. Like, follow, share, subscribe, don't hide. Like, follow, share, subscribe, don't hide. Like, follow, share, subscribe, don't hide, don't hide. Let's grow this flame. Click that like if you're smiling today. Give a follow to help spread the play. Share the joy with friends everywhere, so more can laugh and show they care.